Well, hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome to the internet and welcome to my channel. It's me, Odio, and I'm here today to review 28 years later, The Bone Temple for you. Holy God, I don't know how the hell I keep getting roped in to watching horror movies all the time. It's not my genre, man. It's not my thing. My heart can't take this stuff, but here we go. We're going to get into this one here. So I can tell you I am a veteran, though. I've seen 28 days later, 28 weeks later. I've seen 28 years later. Or is the fourth one now? I guess they're starting like a new set of movies up here. This is one's called 28 Years, The Bone Temple. It gets that name because by the end of the movie, that's where we're going. It's kind of like a title and a destination. But yeah, this I mean, we're following a couple different storylines here, but you're back in England, you know what I mean? The whole world is cut off. They're just trapped on an island. The rage virus is here. It's a virus. They're not zombies or dead or whatever. They're looking for a cure in this one too. Kind of reminds me closer to things in like I Am Legend or that old one, The Omega Man with Charlton Heston, those ones where they're not zombies, but they're infected. They're kind of like a zombie or a plague or something. Anyway, that's I mean, all these movies are about that, but they don't go into that a lot here. Although in a sort of back to basics tone, we do literally see a zombie break over the skull and eat brains in this one. So they are kind of getting things. I know they're not technically zombies, but I'm pretty sure, brains, that's zombies, right? Anyways, we follow Spike, so he's in this world, and I have no idea. At first, it's just this little kid. I see we get a if I gotta tell you, there's one thing I say about this movie before I even get going. It's a hard watch. Like I was uncomfortable for like 90 to 95% of the movie. Very, very uncomfortable, tense atmosphere, and I don't know, it just felt like a gross place. Anyway, we see some alpha zombie literally rip some dude's head off, I guess. Holy horrifying. And then this kid Spike gets caught by or traveling. He runs into this group more than anything. And this is the group we follow for the most of the movie, and they are terrible. They're just a sadistic group of young people wearing these like white hair or whatever, like not masks, wigs. What am I talking about masks? But they're really, really mean and cruel. They're extremely sadistic. Like they're like, oh, we're gonna give this person charity, and that means they're gonna torture the hell out of them. So when he runs into them, he's given a knife and said, okay, everyone's name is Jimmy. And if you want to be a Jimmy, you got to kill this Jimmy. So he just basically has to fight one of the Jimmys to get in. We get a horrific death scene. It's awful. I already don't want to watch the rest of this movie at this point. Like, it's so crazy. But anyway, long story short, he gets into the gang. They're basically the Droogs. Have you ever seen Clockwork Orange? If you haven't seen Clockwork Orange, let me tell you who has. Alex Garland. Because these guys are just like the Droogs from the Clockwork Orange. With the toasty woasty, samey wamey, and all the crazy talk. Their leader is always Jimmy, their leader, Saint Jimmy. He's always talking about, oh, we're looking for Saint Nick. We got to follow Saint Nick's laws. And he starts talking about this weird, distorted Bible verse and version. They're basically Satanists. Man, I didn't like any of them. I hated their whole crew. I didn't want any of them to survive. I wanted their comeuppance to be harsh, but we follow them a lot. And their journeys. They go to this townhouse at one point. They just take everybody hostage. They torture people in the most horrendous ways. It's not even like an entertaining way. Like the kills aren't even like they're not satisfying. I don't even want to see half of them. I just want to turn away or just grossed out. I mean, and I guess that's what they're going for, and they nail it. Anyway, we learn eventually that their leader, who introduces himself as Jimmy, St. Jimmy, we learn that everybody's name is Jimmy. No matter what your name was, now it's Jimmy. Just gets even stupider. But as they go around, like I said, we follow their horrendous misadventures. And then one of them thinks she's seen St. Nick. And I'm like, St. Nick is like Satan, I guess. I think that's who they're referring to, because they say this guy had red skins and he was cavorting with demons. And just to get into that, like I said, there's literally this gang is going around, murdering, killing, doing whatever. They pretty much never run into any kind of rage zombies or whatever. They don't. They're just an afterthought.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
I will say though, Cillian Murphy or whatever as the main Jimmy he's really good. His character is fantastic and evil. He comes off as just a deranged psychopath, like pretty cool. But he's kind of the one who makes them do all the terrible things, and his I don't know, his delivery on lines is great. His character was horrendous. I wanted to see him get his comeuppance. I honestly got to say, by the end of the movie, the way that the victims die is like horrendous and whatever. But when some of the guys get their comeuppance, it's nowhere near as satisfying. The other story going on is we got Ralph Fiennes as Dr. Ian Kelson. And he's got some kind of bunker or something going on, and he's always dancing to Duran Duran music mostly. I remember some of these songs like Rio and Ordinary World and stuff. I mean, some of the songs were interesting, but it was just such a this movie has a weird vibe all over it. I wasn't a fan. And I know people are going to say, well, it's not made for everyone. It's not. The people that are going to like it are going to love it. And people like me are going to just be like, this is ridiculous. I just didn't like it. But anyway, he's down in there and he gives a good performance as well. He comes off as a really eccentric character, but I didn't care for the world he was in. He's the one who makes the Bone Temple. It's his ossuary. He's got all these skulls going up through the sky, all these towers of them built. And he's a doctor who thinks he can cure the rage virus. And, and this is when the movie starts to get even weirder. Because this guy, Dr. Kelson, and he's figured out one thing. He's all red all the time, and you learn later on it's because he's covered in iodine. Yes, iodine will kill the virus as soon as it touches him, and so he won't get sick. Let me tell you, my Nan is so proud of this guy in the movie. Nan's out there saying all over the world, we told you iodine was the answer. It might sting, but it'll keep you safe from the zombie apocalypse or whatever it's supposed to be.
A kiss for your dear old granny.
And anyway, then the movie takes a turn for the real strange because he starts giving drugs to an alpha zombie named Samson, and they hang out and dance and bond and become friends. And I don't know what at that point I'm like, wait, what? Because like the zombies aren't even scary, or rage virus, whatever you want to call it, they're not even scary. They're barely in it. But this starts to happen. And I was like, all right. And he's trying to slowly cure him with morphine and all these drug concoctions. It was really strange. Their whole relationship was strange. And the guy, he starts calling him Samson. Now, Samson is really our only tie to the zombies in this. Samson is the alpha zombie who loves doing drugs with Ralph Fiennes on the beach and looking at the moon or whatever. Oh my God. It's ridiculous. But then we kind of learn that through him, we learn that the rage virus, when they get infected, they see us as the infected. So I guess, but then they get super filled with rage and they get filled with pain and all these other things. So that's what the Ralph Fiennes, Dr. Kelson's trying to cure. And as we follow Samson around, which is a lot, there's a lot of walking around and, not talking or nothing really happening or whatever, especially with him. But we do kind of get a backstory out of them, like where he comes from, why, when he became a zombie and what happens and whatnot. And he's got some really cool fight scenes. He is, like I said, the only real rage virus presence we get. He tears a head off, gets a couple good kills, gets a nice big fight at one point. So, I mean, he was all right. And he's, the way his character develops, I mean, he gets the best arc. He goes from like a villain zombie to kind of like not being cured, but sort of on drugs at the end. Like I said, again, I wasn't a big fan. I don't want to ruin the whole thing, but like pretty much it's got a strange ending too. Definitely goes a good way. I won't say the ending's bad. It goes the way it kind of wanted it to go by the end, but like I said, I just felt unsatisfied. I didn't like it. Like Samson and the Dr. Kelson really gave me like an Island of Dr. Moreau vibes, like this crazy eccentric guy there, except he's not creating them by mutating them or whatever. He's just sort of giving them drugs and bringing them around. Like I said, not that Dr. Moreau's terrible or anything, but it's not this. And like, again, it was creepy and uncomfortable. If Samson would have had a bigger part, I think I might have liked it a little bit more. I would have seen it be a little bit more scary. And if I would have got, a couple of events to conspire together, I think would have helped. And I will say, when you get to the conclusion, it is satisfying, and you do kind of get what you want, sort of. But I just it wasn't worth it for me. I really did not like it. My biggest complaint too is absolutely the rage virus. It's barely present here. It's almost like they had another movie, and they're like, oh, why don't you adapt that to this? And they just kind of added them in here and there. Very unsatisfying. There was no threat from the zombies. Anytime you saw them, would just be like a little shaky cam here and there, screaming, running, whatever moment. There was a lot of like deaths, but they, like I said, none of them were really satisfying. The only people that really get murdered horribly, you don't really want to see them get murdered. You meet anybody half decent in this movie, they're definitely getting taken out. I don't know what the gang was called. I'm just going to keep calling them the Droogs. I didn't like any of the Droogs. Didn't want to follow them around either. They sucked. And they were just horrible to everyone. They all were unlikable. None of them felt like they had any redeeming qualities at all, especially the leader. But I mean, at least his performance was good. You want to hate him? You really do by the end of it. And there's a couple satisfying kills, but overall, I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me, and I get it. It's a movie that's pretty popular, but I hated it. I would never watch this movie again, and I would not recommend anyone to do it. I do think like Cillian Murphy and Ralph Fiennes are doing the best at what they got, and it is tense and uncomfortable the whole time. So I'll give it a couple points for that. But overall, I would give The Bone Temple a 4 out of 10 on the Atometer. I would not recommend this. I wouldn't check it out. I just want nothing to do with this movie ever again. But if you like it, totally fine, man. I'm not trying to yuck your yum. You go on and enjoy. But thanks so much for watching this far, guys. Really appreciate that. Please like, share, subscribe to the video. And remember, everybody, stay out of trouble.